Today we are going to learn a wonderful tool in order never to feel overwhelmed, because yes, sometimes we have many things to do and suddenly we feel we don't have time, we are stressed, we feel overwhelmed, and so on and so on. It was like that once Bob Proctor, he met his mentor Earl Nightingale, and they were eating, and Bob asked him, "Earl, you seem always so serene, so relaxed and calm, and simultaneously you're doing so many activities. How are you managing time?" And Earl Nightingale, that was Bob Proctor's teacher at that time, he looked at Bob and he said, "Well, Bob, I don't manage time. Nobody manages time. I only manage activities." Well, and here it was a very deep point. We can learn to manage our activities in order to achieve so many things in a relaxed way. And I'm gonna retell you about this tool that Earl Nightingale gave to Bob Proctor. It is extremely easy, it's fun, it's simple, and it's gonna bring you so many wonderful results if used. Maybe you've even heard about it and didn't practice it, so I'll really kindly ask you from today to use that. Before presenting you the tool, I'm gonna retell you the story, because this is the story that Earl foretold Bob Proctor. He said, we remember Andrew Carnegie that lived in 1903 circa, and Andrew Carnegie was the wealthiest person in the world and the biggest philanthropist at that point of time. And when we're saying the wealthiest, he was number one, we mean, right? So Andrew Carnegie, he had many people working under him, let's say some directors, and he helped many people to become millionaires, because Andrew Carnegie was using some wonderful things and he was using the power of the subconscious and so on. Now, one of his directors was extremely effective, a wonderful person, and at one point there came an employee to him, to that director, and said, "You know what, mister, I can give you a wonderful tool to achieve and to do even more things during the day." And the director said, "Well, I don't think I need it, because I'm already doing so much. I don't believe it can be done even more than what I'm doing." And this employee, he said, "Well, let me give it to you and you can try it, and if you consider that it helped you, just call me and give me a bonus for this tool." And the director said yes. After some time, he called this employee and gave him a quite generous premium. At that time, I don't remember exactly if it was $25,000 or $125,000, but I just remember that for those years it was like a gigantic premium, the best premium ever got. And the director said, "You know what, it worked. It really did make me make so much more during the same period of time." So let's look at the tool. What does this tool say? It says you're taking a piece of paper, and on this piece of paper you're writing in the evening about 6 activities that you're gonna do tomorrow that are related to the top goal. All right, so what's the secret in all this? The secret is that many people have so many activities during the day, but they are not related to the top goal, so they are doing so many things that are not important actually. And then the next day, while reading this list of things that have to be done, what we're doing, we take one of the activities and we start working on that activity. And when we are working on the activity, we don't think about the previous activity or the next activity and so on and so on. We only think about the thing that we are doing. So we are using our mental faculty called focus. If we didn't talk about it, we are gonna talk about it soon. But the thing about the subconscious and conscious mind is that our mind cannot focus on many things simultaneously. That's why people are getting overwhelmed, because they're thinking about many activities and they feel like, "Oh, I can't do anything." Because what we need to do. We just take one activity and we are focusing on that. We're doing it and we are forgetting about everything else. After it is done, what we're doing, we are crossing it, because crossing it gives us a feeling of achievement. We've done it. It feels so good. And we move to the next activity. When we move to the next, we don't think about the first. Was it good? Wasn't it good? And so on and so on. For example, on my piece here, it's written I need to make some courses, to register, to make some movies. Then I need to do some accounting, and so on and so on. Now, the order of these things is not important. So we can change the wording in regards to the timing and so on. What do we feel? Actually, I would encourage us to look at this list of things and listen to our intuition, or listen to what do we want to start with, and start with that activity and then text the next and next and next. Now, it may also happen you don't want to start with any activities. That I would absolutely encourage you to start with the easiest. So take the easiest, because next the momentum will start. And we had a lesson about momentum. It's the feeling of acceleration. Suddenly we're getting in the mood, we're getting into the flow, and the things are just running, and they're getting better and better and better. So that would be wonderful to start the momentum. I would also recommend for us here in the class to write on our list, to write like, Stella, congrats with your success. Then in the evening, while we're writing it, I would recommend for us to imagine that the things are already done. What are we doing? We're activating our future memory. We are programming. So the next day, we'll do these activities with ease, joy, and flow. Now, what if we also have some activities that are not related to the top goal, like washing up, cleaning the house, the toilet, I don't know what. It's all right to write them as well after this, but at least make sure you have 6 activities, or about 6, related to the top goal. What will happen? You'll suddenly do meaningful things during the day, and day after day you will move towards your top goal. Now, where does these activities come from? In the evening, you listen to your intuition, you use your creativity, you suddenly get ideas what to do the next day. Maybe you'll need to call somebody, maybe you'll need to make a research, maybe you'll need to make an agreement, maybe you'll need to learn a language, to train. I don't know what is related to your top goal. All right, so this is what we're gonna do today, and I want to tell you that yes, indeed, this technique, and I'm using it each and every day, did brought me the biggest results ever in the shortest period of time. And one of my wonderful students from China, she told me once, Stella, in 2 months I've done more than like in my entire year. Why did she do it? Because where it was maybe in 2 weeks, she told me she's done more than in 1 year. Why is that? Because she suddenly did things related to the top goal, and before that she just would do different type of things. And now she is unmarried, without children, so she could also write, instead of 6, she could also write 10 things. And let's say 10 things per day. In 10 days, we're making 100 activities related to the top goal. Do you know there are people that are doing 0 activities during the entire year related to the top goal? Why? Because they don't have any top goals, so they are not moving in any direction. So yes, this tool is very easy, but it's very, very effective, and I'm looking forward to hear how is it going with you when you are using it.